to see different mayors, you know, leading the city and so on. And I had opportunities to work with them through mayor's prayer breakfasts, and I enjoyed each one. And I enjoy Bill and some of his vision that he's had for the community. A lot has happened under his leadership, so that's been good. And
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you. Would you tell me a little bit about power relations, and then do you think any who is a good guy here and then bad guy a little bit?
Oh, yeah. You know, I don't know whether I really can comment on that real. You know, as far as a good guy, you know, like I say, the city council has been, I think, a really good lately. Well, I think I've gotten to know them personally. Some of them, some are even neighbors of mine. So, you know, that's been a good thing to see. One of the things we get to do, I don't know whether you're involved in it or not, but it's the prayer time before the council meetings.
Yes, I was amazed.
Yeah, that was great.
I've never seen any, thing maybe before the city that used to be.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was something the mayor, recent mayor, has introduced, and opened up. And so it's good to see that, and and I've appreciated a lot of the decisions the city has made that way, and we can certainly consider them good guys, And I think they have the city at heart. They're trying to move forward. And as far as bad guys, I think we have struggles here in the community with drugs, drug-related situations, and gang, even to an extent. I think some of the racial issues that we face as a city, it's not one race or another. They're both, or all of them, are involved in bringing, I think, a bad reputation in Wetaskiwin. That I don't think Wetaskiwin's as bad as some people think outside our city. I think we get kind of unfortunately, some of the news of some of the hard things that take place in the crime and so on gets advertised in places, whereas some of the good things that are happening don't get the same coverage, or maybe people just aren't. People don't seem to want good news sometimes. I think they like to hear the bad news. So like I said, I think the gangs, the drugs, and some of the racial tensions, no matter what race you're a part of, there's some conflict there and so on. So
You told me a little bit about sign of actually shalom, kind of peace, and let it. But would you go a little bit more? Do you see any kind of sign of shalom in here? And do you appreciate? If you maybe say that, what is thing that you really appreciate this community? What is kind of strength this community have?
Yeah, let's see. I think let's see. Let me just. Actually, I think that was in your notes. Let me see what I looked at here.
In the first page, beginning,
First page.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
4,
Okay. Yeah, I have here. Again, that that to me, churches working together has really improved.
Yes.
Over these years together,
Yes.
And we're looking for ways now. I think because of the festival, and the impact that has made on us and the community, we're encouraged by that.
Yes.
So I think we want to see more of that.
Yes.
Also, I think one of the things that's happening too is the food programs that are taking place. I know Salvation Army is a part of that. I think Bethany Homes is a part of that. again, I see also a reconciliation program taking place between First Nations and whites in regards to some of the history that we've had.
Yes.
That hasn't always been good.
Mm.
And I see real programs really work trying to reconcile that. And I think too, this is a city that has quite a few churches. In fact, as I understand, I think 75% of our population would say they're Christian, from different denominations. But and I would see that as a positive thing, especially when you're thinking that we work together.
Yes.
And even if we're not under the same ministerial, there's the mainline churches.
Yes.
But there is a working together in the mayor's prayer breakfast and that type of thing. So
yes.
Yeah, I would say that's some of the peace encouraging things I see.
Thank you. What about sign of decay? For example, is there any challenge you think maybe people face? Any sign of a decay of the city?
I would say probably crime, the increase of crime, vandalism. Since I don't know whether it's related, but I seem to hear more about break-ins and that type of thing since the oil has gone down. But I don't know whether it has anything directly to do with the oil. But there's crimes taking place. More people are things from their house are disappearing or in their yard. I would think businesses closing too. It seems like, especially in the downtown area, that it's hard to keep businesses going. They'll try, but they're not always real successful. So that's been, I think, discouraging. Just go down the main highway, 50th Avenue, I guess it would be, and see so many storefronts with no businesses in them at all. As I understand it too, with the area of crime, is the RCMP is very busy here. We're known, I think, as a high crime area. I don't know about violent crimes, but it is here, but it's not. It's the regular smaller crimes, I think, drug related as well. Those are some of the things.
Do you think our city is growing? When you see in cameras, and then when you see Raduk, compared to those cities, especially Raduk, we can notice that the city is quite growing. And the population, increase quite a bit. And do you think our city is growing?
No, you know what? As I understand it, it's been stable. For years. It's been like even 30 years ago, I heard, it's still around 11,000. I think now it's around 12 something. But I think our location is, like Camrose has been more open to businesses coming out there. From what I understand, there's been businesses that have approached us in Wetaskiwin here, and there hasn't been the opportunities for those businesses, so they've gone to Camrose, and Leduc. And
why they went to Camrose instead of coming here?
I think I think there were just some regulations and things that just kind of didn't let them build here, and without it wasn't as cooperative. The land wasn't as available, I think, and the price wasn't as low as in other places. Like I don't think we've worked as hard as Camrose and Leduc to really try to bring business. I know some of our that are city councilors who are business people are wanting to change that. They're really wanting to reach out to the business community and bring businesses here, you know. And I mean, we get some smaller ones and so on, but you know, I look at Camrose, I look at Leduc, boy, it'd be nice to have some of those things that they have, but But
because I often meet young people who using a food bank, and then I ask them, through talking, I just figured out that they wanted to move rather than staying here. They want to move, looking for their job, wanted to move in Reduc, especially.
Yeah.
So young people, we're losing young people in here, and then also when I talk with one of the guy, say that our class system also has been changed because no upper junior class anymore.
Yeah.
So.
From what I understand, our seniors' age is growing, but our youth and school age is not growing. You know, the schools, as you say, had to change some things in order to, because I think of the less populated schools.
Because maybe not much job opportunity here, that's why, or young people living here, that's why.
Yeah, and sometimes I think too, I mean, from what I understand, I think the general sense is there's not as young families coming here, or families coming. There's not a whole lot for young people to do, as far as recreation and so on. We're very limited on that. I mean, they did put in the skate park some years ago and trying to accommodate there, but and I know the Lighthouse has things that they're trying to do for like floor hockey and that type of thing. But we need to grow in those areas. We need to become more attractive to families, and like you say, jobs would be something.
And when I interviewing, and one of the comment that I heard, because only a few people have the building and property.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Rather than quite a people share each other.
Right.
So they want to keep it rather than sell. Those.
Yeah.
So could be one of the reason not much happening here.
Yeah.
How do you think? Do you agree or?
Yeah, well, I don't really know the whole situation, but I've heard that before. Where and that's one of the reasons why there's been opportunities. But businesses have come, looked at us, was interested, but because of some of the some of these folks who are not selling or are making it difficult for businesses to come in, they don't want to get into a battle, so they go somewhere else, and but hopefully that'll change too. I think if there was a real sense of let's build our community amongst all of us, that would be a positive thing, instead of looking out for yourself, but
it could be maybe too much to say that, but some people, because this town is close to city, but still, family oriented, kind of, rural, area.
Yeah.
And sometimes in a rural area, they don't want to see any changes.
Oh, okay.
They're afraid of changes.
Yeah.
How do you see? Do you think this is maybe could be? I can say that this city doesn't want to have any much change, maybe rather than Reduc or Camrose or.
Yeah,
even churches. Some people actually face that. Some who used to working at maybe close to the city, they see kind of changes already. So congregation to getting used to changes, but in here is a rural ministry, and people doesn't want to see much change. Don't want to see the changes. Even church inside the church too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose that could be. That's change is not easy for anybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, for a lot of people. I mean, some people love change, but I suppose